For how long now?
But he's been here. He's been seeing what is coming out of South Africa and what is happening to Nigerians and other nationals. He didn't say anything until now.
Just hold that thought. I'd love to read something, then you continue. From the social media world, I'm seeing we will shut down all South African businesses in Nigeria. Nobody has the monopoly to violence.
Now that is that must be coming from the National Association of Nigerian Students.
Yes.
Now this is also coming rather late, and unfortunately, I lack absolute. I do not have a single thread of confidence in the leadership of NANS, because if NANS was a serious interest body, the kidnapping that has been happening across this country, the different students who have been kidnapped, who have been abused, killed, we would have seen NAN responding. We have not seen. So this is another move by NAN to get money from the politicians and then shut up. So I'm not moved by the promise to shut down South African owned businesses in Nigeria. The truth is, the Nigerian government has failed us. And like many diplomats have said from within the continent of Africa, until other African countries rise up to demand compensation from the South African government for the thousands of immigrants that they have chased out, whose means of livelihood have been looted by the South Africans. There is no justice given. So until justice is served, until Cyril Ramaphosa is made to pay compensation across board, and those compensation get to the people who have lost their means of livelihood to be able to settle down, then the issue of xenophobic attack cannot be laid to rest. But like I stated some weeks back, another wave is coming. After the xenophobic attack, the target is now the ANC government. When the ANC government is brought down, what is the next step? Can the South African men who are very lazy to wake up, get up from their butts and go work, will they have a mind shift to say, look, we have chased these foreigners out of the country. Let us wake up and learn the skill set. Instead of the very illiterate woman walking up to employers. I mean, who will open a business and then employ somebody who does not have the skill set to come and work in his company? If she was the one who has the business, will she employ people who don't have the skill set?
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. Over to you, MI. What advice would you give the Nigerian president? If you were to be in a position to advise him one-on-one personally, what would you say to him?
I'll go back to our Constitution, Section 14, Sub 2B. Protect, value every Nigerian life as supreme as you value your life. And that's why Jesus Christ said the summary of the whole Bible, the whole preaching, the whole gospel is do to others what you wish them to do to you.
Love.
If you value every citizen of this country in Nigeria, no matter where they are, with the same philosophy, concept, belief, and mindset that the Americans have, the Israelis have, by now you would have been proactive. You would have put your foot down, engaging president for president, government for government, the South Africans, pulling your weight as a big brother. We helped South Africa for crying out loud. South Africa, we helped you in the days of apartheid. We helped you. We lent money to you. We extended facilities to you. We spoke on your behalf on various international fora.
We gave you
South
schools.
Africa.
We gave you the platform to
welcomed you. You are investing in Nigeria. You're making MTN and co. They make over 1 trillion naira in terms of returns annually because of their population, because of our market. DSTV and co. They make money from Nigeria the most. What is wrong? This is archaic, is cave and stone age. It is so primitive. I'm so surprised. In today's modern age, people are behaving so cowardly, so caveman-like. It today cannibalistic against your fellow man. Even if you want to chase people away, if there are issues, I'm not contending and contesting the issues. Yes, maybe some are criminals. They are maybe breaking laws. They are into drugs. I'm not contending that. There are laws in South Africa. South Africa is a signatory to several international bodies, like AU and United Nations, the same way. Now, South Africans stood up against Israel for killing the Palestinians. They went to the World Court. They took the case to the World Court. Where are they? Where is your face today?
All right, there are laws in South Africa. Over to you, Menoja, this morning before we call it a wrap. Would you say we'll take this fight back to South African businesses in Nigeria, or we'll have a peaceful dialogue? What would you say?
Okay, first and foremost, it is very, very pathetic what is happening. And again, it is what we have been talking about, the failure of government, you know. That is also now visible in South Africa, because the people over there are now complaining about their own social welfare. That is to say, the government of South Africa, again, has failed. But them now taking the laws into their own hands, even to the extent of maiming, killing, looting, and all that, it is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
So we'll take
you
the
know.
fight to them.
So you know, for instance, you know, what we're talking about in the eyes of the law, when we say the responsibility of government is to protect, we have businesses as entities that are supposed to be protected
Correct.
by government. So it is not it should take a legal dimension, and not, you know, being physical, just like the way the South Africans are doing it, or taking the laws into our hands as Nigerians, going into the street and begin to also kill South Africans in Nigeria. For me, as a person, in my view, I'm not going to support that. But then there should be some legal instruments, right? International laws, as just Mr. MI has mentioned earlier, that will be able to address all these things. As Mr. Francis also mentioned, you know, compensations through this legal framework, legal instruments,
and accountability.
Yeah, accountability as well, and that this could be, you know, the South African government have to be, you know, called into accountability to compensate every immigrant, not just Nigerians, from other countries that have faced this difficulty from
Thank
South Africa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Menoja. A parting word. Our guest has been Menoja Nathaniel, a PhD economics with specialty in development economics. What's your parting word this morning? What would you like to say to our audience?
Okay, yeah, we are talking about Nigeria economy and seeing how we can grow Nigeria economy. My perspective, you know, generally is that for us to be able to grow Nigeria, what must be at the focal stage or the main point is national interest.
All right.
That is what I expect the government of Nigeria to put at the forefront of whatever they are doing. By the time we put national interest as the top priority, we'll be able to attain stability. We'll be able to attain political stability, economic stability, and whatever. You know, putting it ahead of personal interest. Because what seems to be dominant right now in this part of the world is personal interest of our leaders and even individuals at different levels.
All right, thank you very
life.
much, Mr. Menoja. Over to you, MI. What's your parting word?
Well, as I'll always say, nations make people, and people in turn are made. People make nations, and nations in turn make people. So if you expect a change, you must take the responsibility to make your country every step of the way by thinking right, talking right, and acting right now.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. MI. Over to you, Francis.
I'll say evil continues to thrive because good people fail to take actions. To the people in the corridors of power, grow some balls and take the right action. That is what makes you a leader. That is what makes you a Nigerian and a people's people.
And coming from Bariswa Christian Wigan this morning, I'll say hold your government accountable. 2027, get your PVC and do what is right for a better government. Till we'll come your way again tomorrow. This is CEMTV News Surgery. Have a beautiful day.
Oh!